What's up, everybody? Welcome to the inaugural coronavirus. No, sorry, the inaugural edition of Shootin the Shit. We narrow it down a little bit. Shootin the Sh on the board there. Kyle was the man that accepted my challenge today.
Yes,
and we move along with this inaugural episode together. Kyle, how's everything going?
I'm doing just fine.
Oh, whoa. What's going on?
No. It's a weird time out there. A lot of stuff's going on, but not going on, and just trying to make sure everything's. Just hope this all just blows over soon.
Yeah. It blows over with a mask on, right? So let me ask you a question, and we'll get into this. But anybody who knows how I open up a show here, we do a little bit of bullshitting at the forefront, and then I share it out. So I asked Kyle right before we went on, what was the last movie that he saw, new release wise, so that he can talk about that, and I can share out the show so that we have 7 or 8 people watching instead of the 1 or 2 people that'll be watching. Kyle, what you got?
So last new release I saw was The Hunt, and this was right before everything got shut down. So probably the last new release I'm going to see for a little while.
Anybody's going to see,
considering how everything's done. But no, I saw The Hunt, and The Hunt was a movie that got canceled back in September when Trump saw an ad for in Fox News and complained, and then Universal took it down. And yeah, here it is in March 13th. It gets a weekend out before everyone could see it, and now it's all gone. But it's a movie about rich liberals hunting, I guess, lower class conservatives. But it's more of it's a satire on how we're so bad to each other and so toxic to each other that it could lead to the extreme, and the extreme is us trying to kill each other, and how both sides are poking fun at each other, and it's just a back and forth. And yeah, it gets silly, it's violent, but it's also really fun. It's a good time. It has some good laughs in it. So considering that everything's shut down now, Universal did announce that they're going to be putting this movie to stream within I think Friday, actually tomorrow. I don't know when this is going live, but yeah, tomorrow. So if you have $20 on you to sit around with the family, this isn't a movie that you could you're not wasting your money if you watch this movie.
Yeah, I don't blame you for not knowing what day it is. I've been on paternity leave. I had a baby boy about 3 weeks ago. Tomorrow will be 3 weeks, and I have no idea what the day is. I have no idea what month it is. I have no idea. Is it football season? I have no idea. It's just everything bleeds into it into the next day. And it got even worse now. Now my son is home. For all you parents out there, your children are home. So you became a parent and a teacher. And you also became Rick from The Walking Dead as you go out and scavenge. It's a crazy, crazy time to be alive. I think I've got it shared out to all the different groups that I'm going to share it out to. And I'm sure I'm going to get some rejections out there.
Well, it's going to be a tough time. We're all going to be in our homes, but we're going to do our best to bring you content as much as we can, because we also have nothing to do. A lot of us don't have jobs to go back to now.
If not for my new son, I'd be braving the virus out there. I'd be going to work.
Yeah.
Born in the year of the coronavirus. All right, I think I've shared it out to everybody. I do want to talk real quick before we get started on the football stuff. Let me officially start the show here. There we go.
Perfect. This is great. This is your ADSR.
This is great. Tim Tabala has joined, is watching. I guess didn't have time to get on here with us.
He made an effort, better than Bert.
Yeah, no, Bert is being disobedient out there. Bert is one of our writers on the site, and he is at some friend's house right now. What social distancing, bro?
I mean,
So
I'm sure. Is he in Miami right now on the boardwalk getting interviewed by CBS News?
who knows? Yeah, well, he's that guy.
Yeah.
Don't use Cinesports talk when
I'm just here to party, man. I've been planning this trip for 3 months. Nothing's gonna stop me.
oh my! If I get the virus, I get the virus.
Yeah. I mean, okay, and then so does everybody else. So good job, man.
Oh man, oh man. All right, so let's get to one little topic conversation that I wanted to discuss before we go into talk the NFL free agency and trades that were this week. I wanted to talk about, because we had a little discussion earlier about different TV shows and whatnot. So do me a favor, Kyle. Go through the list of some of the best, not that you know, some of the best TV shows ever that you've not seen. While you do that, Tim's going to join us. I'm going to get the link out to him. So let me do that. And you share as people begin throwing tomatoes at their screens or however they're watching.
Perfect.
As you do this.
All right, let's start with the big one. Ready? Friends. Never seen it. Don't care to. Not a fan.
Clarification. You've never seen. Okay, so you've never seen the entire series, or you've not seen one episode? Never
seen an episode. I don't need to. Sorry. What else? What was another comedy? Yes, Seinfeld.
Oh my God! I
Seinfeld.
Can't believe it.
I love Jerry Seinfeld. Never seen his show.
So why?
Why? Just never got around. There's a common theme with all these. I've never gone around to them. Sopranos.
That's ridiculous. Yes. Wait, save the Sopranos one because I think Tony. I think Tim's gonna have something to say to you about that.
Tony. Okay. What's another one? Walking Dead. I never watched that before. Yes.
All right.
So too many zombies.
The Walking Dead. The first 4-5-ish seasons are phenomenal television. Then it started. I mean, everybody out there, especially Scott and Jader and these guys, will say that it tailed off right at one certain point. I really enjoy the Negan character, but outside, I haven't watched an episode this year, so I have no idea what's going on. But you should check out the first 3 or 4 seasons.
I saw a scene. I saw the scene when everyone was freaking out when the guy Jeffrey Dean Morgan took a bat to everyone.
Oh yeah! Oh, Timmy's joined us.
What's up, fellas?
Big Daddy Cool in the house. And so, Tim, we're going to talk about some of the free agent signings and the trades from the NFL this week. And kudos to Kyle. Now, especially now, you're bookend with Giants fans. Get a Cowboy fan right in the middle. But Kyle was just talking to us about some of the TV shows that he's never seen, not even an episode of. And so far, and I think there's a few more to go, but so far, Friends, Seinfeld, Sopranos.
Yep. Whoa.
It's good off for that one.
Yeah.
I could all right.
Walking Dead. I think you mentioned Entourage.
I didn't mention Entourage,
okay.
But Entourage is on the list. I will also throw in. I said Walking Dead. I never saw because around that time there was another show that I thought about watching, but then never got around to. That's called Breaking Bad. Never seen that show. And then we could also throw in.
That means, oh my God! Wait. Okay. Time out. Pause there for just a second. So you haven't seen Breaking Bad, which might be the best TV show ever.
It might
be. Tim, I know. Sopranos. But so that means that you've never seen Better Call Saul either.
No,
that's a prequel. So you batting 1,000 here. Entourage and any others? Any other great, amazing shows that you've never seen an episode of?
Let's see. I know this is one I'm probably going to try to get to during this quarantine time, but The Leftovers. I never saw that.
All right, so here's the deal with The Leftovers for me. Tim, I don't know if you've ever seen Leftovers, but I started watching it, and I stopped at the first 3 episodes. I couldn't deal with it anymore.
Okay.
But then like a year later, Scott tells me, this is one of the greatest shows that he's ever seen. But he also loved the movie. He made me blind purchased the movie Trainwreck, and that it was terrible. I hated it.
You don't like LeBron?
I love LeBron outside of the Heat.
You're not like Bill Hader, man?
I do, but it just wasn't funny. It wasn't. Anyway, anything else?
I'm sure
I
you
didn't
could.
like Breaking Bad.
You didn't like Breaking Bad?
I didn't even get through Breaking Bad. I didn't like it.
That's a bold statement.
Wow.
Listen, I watched. Everyone's like, "Oh no, you gotta watch it." All right, so I watched the first season. I was like, "Dude, that was boring as hell." There was like one or two moments that were cool. Oh, and then everyone, "Oh no, season two." I said, "Okay." Season 2 comes on. I watch it, bored as hell again.
Nothing.
One or two more. I asked people again. "Oh no. Season 3 is where it kicks in." I said, "Don't give me that crap. Enough of this." Season 3, then season 4. I said, "I'm done. Have a nice day." And never went back to it.
See, that's starting to bait you right there. Yeah, if you're not into a show after the first season, and then you go into season 2, like me, for example, with The Office, I thought season 1 was terrible. I little to no laughs. I think the basketball episode was the only one that I chuckled at.
Yeah.
But then season 2 did get it going for me, and now it's hilarious. Now I'm buying all these bobbleheads and stuff for The Office. It's going to be up in Studio 5 here.
Listen, I feel the same way about The Office. Season 1's terrible, and seasons 7, 8, and 9 are pretty bad, which is why I subscribe to Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec is way better than The Office because they had their first season was mediocre, and then every other season after that is perfect. And then they know when to stop.
They knew what they were doing after season 1. Season
Exactly,
2 is just phenomenal and just gets better.
That's Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, every character is fully developed and you care for every single one of them, unlike in The Office when there's a couple of them that are just sitting there and they have funny moments every now and then, but you really don't care. Yeah, Stanley.
Phyllis.
I love Stanley. No, I don't like Phyllis. My wife hates Phyllis. She hates Phyllis. But Stanley is funny. Today, you know what? I'm still getting through. I think I'm in season 7 now. And today's episode of The Office was the one where Michael gets so upset that everything's made in China. So that was like perfect timing for what's going on right now. But
once Michael's gone, that's when the show falls off.
When does he leave?
I thought it was season 7. Like, isn't 7 his last episode?
Halfway through.
Oh my God! No spoiler alerts, please.
Bring in Will Ferrell and 100 other people.
James Spader's fine. James Spader comes in for a little bit, and he's fun. But yeah, the show's it lost its mojo. Can I recommend a show though that people should watch now that this quarantine's happened? The Good Place. The Good Place is perfect television. It's a show where after you die, Kristen Bell wakes up in this office and gets introduced to Ted Danson, and Ted Danson says, "Welcome to the good place. You've died, and here's paradise. Basically, you have you have your perfect house, you have your perfect neighborhood, you can get whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, and here's access to all your old memories, and you get your soulmate." And then he leaves her, and she's talking with her soulmate. She goes, "Okay, I just have something to admit. Those aren't my memories, and I'm not supposed to be here." And that's how the show starts. And by the end of the first season, the show takes itself, flips it on its head, and then season 2 is a completely different show. And then at the end of season 2, flips it on its head again. Season 3 is a different show. And then season 4 does the same exact thing, become kind of full circle in a way, and ends at the end of season 4 as the finale. They only do 4 seasons.
I was just about to ask you, how many seasons are there?
Only 4 seasons, 13 episodes per season, and they had a plan from beginning to end. It's amazing. And if you're going through the first season and you're like, okay, it's a little weird, I don't know where this is going, just wait till the last episode. Wait till the last episode of season 1 and then decide if you want to keep going or not. I tell you, it's a perfect television show.
Okay, but is that on Hulu?
I'm sure you can watch on Hulu. I know the first 3 seasons at least are on Netflix.
Okay.
But Hulu has the 4th season. Maybe Netflix does too. It was a show that I watched week to week, and you don't watch week to week shows anymore.
No, I can't. Can't do it like that anymore. So that's why Better Call Saul. I'm into season 4 now.
Yeah.
So we'll get to season 5 eventually. All right, let's shoot the shit here, huh? Let's do that. Let's talk about what has happened so far in the NFL this week. lot of stuff going on, but of course, let's start with the saga, the soap opera that was Tom Brady. Read a quote today from somebody saying, if you'd have told me 2 months ago we'd all be quarantined and Tom Brady would be playing for the Bucks, I take it at 10 million to 1 odds. But that is what transpired. 2 years, $60 million. I think all is clear now on the physical and all that good stuff. Tim, what do you make about what happened with Tom Brady heading to the Bucks?
Well, like you said, 3 months ago, I said there's not a chance he's leaving New England. A month ago, I said there's not a chance he's going to the Buccaneers. He's going to end up in San Diego or LA or whatever, one of those glamorous cities. Tampa Bay for $30 million a year. It blows my mind. It really blows my mind. I mean, yeah, he's Tom Brady, but now he's Tom Brady without Bill Belichick. So I am dying to see what's going to happen, because now if he can win in Tampa, I mean really win in Tampa, I will give him his props as the GOAT, because I don't now.
I think
he's a product of his environment and Belichick. I'm not knocking him as a bad guy. I'm not going to say that. He's one of those idiots. But I still consider Montana the best there is. If he can go down to Tampa Bay and turn them into winners, and I don't mean like division winners, I mean Super Bowl winners, I will give him his props as the GOAT.
Yeah, so it's interesting because some of the stats that they show comparing him and Jameis Winston. I mean, there's no comparison, but Jameis Winston just last year. So Jameis Winston had more interception last year than Brady had over the last 4 seasons combined. So instantly the offense is better. He's got his weapons now, and so. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I didn't even have the Bucks on the poll when I popped that up. I had the Titans because I thought maybe the Titans would do it, but I guess they had all the faith in the world in Tannehill, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. But it's quarterback carousel now, and we'll get to cares, as Kyle calls it. But now with Brady, do you guys? So Kyle, the over under right now. For win total for Tampa is 8.5. You hear all this stuff now. Yeah, so for sure. Put money now on the over before it changes. But all the stuff that you're hearing right now is like they're talking about like the 10 or 12 top free agents left. They're all calling Tampa. I want to go play. I want to be part of this thing with Brady. 43-year-old quarterback, and everybody's looking as if they're making the a big three type of a team with LeBron in his prime, but it's Brady at 43.
Well, I mean, there's also another 40-something-year-old quarterback in the same division now. We're gonna get to see Tom Brady versus Drew Brees twice a year for at least the next 2 years, which is awesome. I think this is a great move on Brady's part because. Yeah, he doesn't have the best weapons, but he's got really good weapons with Mike Evans.
Much better than what he has.
Oh, yeah. And if he can get a good running back, which it sounds like there might be one that's coming his way, we'll see how that goes. There's always the draft, too. You can get running backs anywhere. They have that defensive guy who almost broke the record for sacks this year.
Never going to happen. Hand, baby.
No, probably won't. But this guy came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's a great player. Listen, I knew I had a good feeling he was leaving the Patriots right after the season was over. He just seemed frustrated. There was no weapons. There was rumors that he wasn't going to take a pay cut, and if you're not going to take a pay cut, then that means there's no money to sign a good receiver or get someone good out there. So where's this team really going to go if you're the Patriots? And Brady said, I'm done. He put a message out saying that I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I'm not going, to let everyone know, hey, guys, I'm just done with New England. I need a change. We've seen it from Michael Jordan. We've seen it from Joe Montana. These guys who are the best in their sport just decide I want to go somewhere. It's LeBron. LeBron's with the Lakers right now. So to me, it was inevitable. Yeah, but Tampa didn't come out. Tampa was a complete surprise. You had Tennessee, like you said. You had the Raiders who were coming out of nowhere. They're saying they were going to pay $30 million a year. The Chargers were in the mix. Even my Cowboys somehow were in the mix. Not realistically, but people were talking about how it makes
it's the Cowboys. So they have to the most ridiculous thing about they were talking about they might let Dak Prescott go and then bring in Tom Brady. Something Jerry Jones would do. I would never put it past him.
we've paid everybody but our quarterback, so it makes
True.
sense. But yeah, so like I thought this was a really good move on Brady's part, and now he's in a division that's going to be really fun to watch. You're going to get to go against the Carolina Panthers, who made a big signing, which I guess we'll get to, and then
for sure.
who's the Falcons? Matt Ryan's in that division too, so this is going to be a fun division to watch.
Yeah, no, for sure. Got some good quarterbacks, as opposed to kind of what you got in the AFC East now.
The Jets have the best quarterback in that division.
All right, let's get to you mentioned a few different guys there, and so let's mention a couple other quarterbacks that either stayed or left. So your Cowboys franchised Dak Prescott. He's going to be making $33 million next year. That is a lot of damn money. And so, there's talk about him going the route of Kirk Cousins and, getting franchised a couple of years and then going for the big payday. So what, as a Cowboys fan, what do you want to see happen there?
See, I'm really frustrated with Dak Prescott in this situation. I don't think this is on Jerry. I think this is on Dak. Dak's really overreaching his value. He's a really good quarterback. I think he's really solid. He's gotten better every single year he's been in the league. He does get it. He's the only quarterback that's got more wins since he's entered the NFL is Tom Brady. So that says something. Like Dak's a good winner. But I guess the problem with him is he wants less years on his contract. He wants 4 years. Jerry's offering 5 years. He wants to lock him up. I can see where Dak's coming from as far as the money goes. He wants to make more money than Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, which are the two guys who were drafted in the same year as him, and he's outperformed both of them. Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl and Carson Wentz has a ring, but Carson Wentz didn't do anything to get there. And we all know Jared Goff completely – no one will tell you Jared Goff's better than Dak Prescott. So we're at this point where, yeah, Dak, you deserve the most in your draft class, but still you haven't proved it yet. If you want – what he should do is sign a contract that's a 5-year deal for the money he wants, and you get rid of that 5th year if you make it to a Super Bowl. Put a clause in there that says if you make it to a Super Bowl, then you can get rid of that 5th year and we can restructure it.
Yeah.
Because we're frustrated. We have the teams in place. We're ready to go. And Dak's like, no, we have a new coach. Like we brought back Amari. We brought back Blake Jarwin's coming in. Yeah. We got defense was Gerald McCoy is on the defensive line, which was a big surprise to me. I think the team's ready to go. And it's just Dak's like, no, I want to make some more money.
Yeah, you hit that on the head. And I just want to anybody who is watching this on replay, go back and rewind a few seconds to see Tim's reaction when Kyle mentioned Carson Wentz. Tim, no,
garbage. He's garbage.
He's not good. No,
he's great guy, but not who the Eagles fans make him out to be on the football field.
He had one good year. He'll be injured by week 6.
He might be injured now.
He might have the coronavirus.
Yeah, you never know. All right, Tim, let's head over to you and talk about another old quarterback heading over to the Colts. Philly Rivers heads there, 1 year, $25 million. And you know that the football contracts have kind of skyrocketed when $25 million a year is 15th. Is the 15th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He goes to a team with a much better offensive line. So do you think that he's got another couple of years left in him, or you think this is the last hurrah maybe?
Oh, that's like a little bit of both. The Colts, I didn't see the Colts as a right fit for him. But then again, there's not many options for the guy. He gets a bad rap, I think. Even though I like to bust balls too because we're Eli fans and that whole thing happened. But he is a very good quarterback. He just, I think he gets a little silly with the ball sometimes. He likes to think he can do things that he can't do. Who are the Colts wide receivers? T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y. Hilton.
They got tight ends too.
They got tight ends for days.
Yeah.
And their running back. Who's their running back?
Mack. Oh my gosh. Marlon Mack.
No, Marlon Mack probably played Sorry, excuse me, no corona here. Played pretty well before he got hurt. So we'll see what he does this year.
He's a bad fantasy running back.
But
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the right fit for him. But no, I think he's got a couple years left in him. I really do. I mean, what is he going to win? Probably not.
No,
not division, not a Super Bowl, but I think he'll still be okay. But that much money, give me a break.
It's a lot of money.
They think because they wear the single numbers or they have QB in front of their name, they're entitled to make that much money. No, you're not.
Yeah. All right. So
the Giants just signed Colt McCoy, baby.
Colt McCoy puts us over the top.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Yes, that's a thing.
Oh wow!
They did sign him, Colt McCoy. Speaking of Colt,
he's gonna be the new Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, no, better not be, because that means that doesn't mean good things for our quarterback. All right, So Brissett is now free to go. It'd be funny if Brissett makes his way back to New England, because that's one thing we didn't talk about is New England finding themselves a quarterback. Cam. Is it Cam Newton? Because let's get to that. Teddy Bridgewater heads to Carolina to be their new quarterback. 3 years, $63 million. And did you guys see the back and forth between the Carolinas Instagram and what Cam Newton responded?
Oh yeah.
This is the shit that we get in 2020 that we would not get in 2005. There would be no back and forth, that type of thing. But Cam Newton calling the Panthers out on their BS. So I don't know how Cam Newton's going to come back from whatever injuries that he has, and can he be that running quarterback anymore? Is he a fit for New England? Where is he a fit? So in the meantime, Bridgewater heads to Carolina. New look Panthers. That might not be a team that is competing this year.
It's an 8-8, 9-17.
Yeah, and it depends on the rest of the division. They got the Saints twice. You got the Bucks twice. Falcons there. So what do you guys think? You bring in maybe a younger version of Cam Newton in Teddy Bridgewater, smaller, maybe a little bit more agile, a little bit more agility. Being in a slightly smaller frame. What do you think, Kyle?
I mean, I think Teddy can throw the ball to Christian McCaffrey better than Kyle Allen can, and I think that he could probably get it to DJ Moore better. But at the end of the day, I don't think Teddy's like a game changer. He's not going to make them division leaders at all. If you put them against the Saints, I don't think it changes anything. Plus, that team lost Luke Kuechly. We forget that he retired. So yeah, Carolina is going to be in a tough spot. I thought Teddy was a really good quarterback coming out of college, and then he was doing really good with Minnesota before the whole leg breaking thing. Yeah, I felt bad for him, and he's really rebounded in New Orleans. But I don't know. This is an experiment for Carolina, and let's see how it pays out or it turns out for them, because that's it. That's a bold signing to get rid of Cam Newton, your number 1 overall draft pick, and go with Teddy Bridgewater. Like, okay, I'm going to get rid of Cam, but here's Teddy. It's not like you're making a splash with Phillip Rivers or someone. You're going with Teddy. So,
where do you think, Tim? Where do you think Cam Newton winds up?
Holy crap! I don't even know at this point.
San Diego.
I don't see. Yeah, I don't see him and Bill Belichick really having a good relationship and hanging out together while he's wearing dresses at press conferences. I don't see that working for Bill Belichick. I thought Breeze was going to end up in New England. I really did. 1 or 2 years, no big deal. Then the Bridgewater rumors happened, and I was like, okay, well, that might work a little bit, but it ain't going to get them a win or anything. But yeah, he ends up in Carolina, which, like you said, he's a smaller version of Cam.
Yeah.
Now, the Cam, I have never been a fan. I've always called him overrated. I've always said that he should stay in the pocket and throw the ball, stop with the running crap, because it's going to end up killing his career. And it did.
It does it to everybody.
I got a team.
Too.
I got a team.
I always said, stay in the pocket, you big idiot, because eventually, because you think, because I'm big, I can take out a linebacker. No, they're going to get you eventually, because they're going to come at you full speed and knock you on your ass, and you're not going to be able to get up eventually. And it happened.
Right.
So now he's not what he used to be. Where he ends up, the only place I can honestly see right now would be the Chargers.
I got a team for you.
Or the Raiders.
Who do you got, Kyle?
Who's the coach of the Washington Redskins right now?
Oh Lord.
Reunited.
Things end up there.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Dwayne Haskins isn't exactly the answer right now. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to make him compete or at least learn under Cam? Ron Rivera's there. I think it makes sense.
It probably will. You're probably right. You know, when they have 17 quarterbacks on the contract, you don't think they're going to sign another one. But yeah, I guess so. They still got Alex Smith sitting there collecting money. So
which is nuts.
Don't mess around and draft Tua also.
Scott joined us and he said Dan Skip Allen has coronavirus, and he said, we lost Kyle.
I can't joke because I'm absolutely terrified because of where I live.
No, I know. Tim's in New York City. I hear there's a rumor that there's now a statewide stay at home in California.
I don't know, but I've been going to work every day, so I'm terrified.
It's taking you a lot less time, though, right?
A lot less time, and there's plenty of seats, and no one comes near you, which is the good part.
It's great, even the lines at I went to the supermarket, I went to Publix today, and even the lines there, they're all spaced apart. Where I like in New York, if you leave a foot and a half in front of the next person, somebody's cutting your ass. So that's times have changed. All right, let's get back because there's a lot of movement that went on. Kirk Cousins continues to get all this guaranteed money. I mean, he had a great year last year, and he was even in the MVP talks. And
someone didn't like him though.
He just keeps. I don't know why. Like this guy got paid. Was it $30 million a year both times that he got franchised for the Redskins? Then he got a huge contract from Minnesota, and now he gets another big chunk of an extension with all this tons of guaranteed money just flying all over the place this week. But we won't harp on that too much because he just stayed with his team.
He lost somebody.
He did what?
He lost a receiver.
He did lose a receiver. Look. See, this is where I transition.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, who was unhappy in Vikingville anyway, gets traded to the Buffalo Bills, and you do realize now that Buffalo is trying to get it. They're trying. That they played really well last year, had a very strong season. And now with Brady out of the mix in New England, they're smelling that blood in the water, and they want to get in there and attack. Diggs had a subpar first, let's say 4 or 5 games last year, and then he just took off. And then he had all these career highs in all these numbers. And so, Tim, I know your wife is a big fan of the Buffalo Bills. Did she like that move, or did she think that there are a couple of people out there that thought that the Bills gave up too much? But in a win now scenario, did she like it or not?
Yeah, I mean they're okay with it, but that first rounder.
Yeah, they gave up a lot.
That first rounder should have been a no-no. The rest of the picks, I don't give a crap about the rest of those picks. They all make sense to me, but that first rounder, that's going to kill them in the end. But do they have a number one receiver now? Sure they do. I think they're 2 or 3 pieces away from really, really taking that division, no problem. Because unfortunately, I do have to watch a lot of Bills games.
I know.
And they really are an offensive lineman away, a linebacker away. Maybe, their running back, he's young, so we'll see. But I don't like that first rounder. But, yeah, I think it's going to be very, very, very good for him and Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen, if he can get him better composed, right? Not these errant throws and whatnot. If he can take the next step forward this year, then that's a Buffalo Bills team that could have some separation in that division.
They might be the favorites right now, which is weird. It's so weird.
That's a weird thing to hear that the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they have to be the favorites right now, right?
Yeah.
To win the division. Can't be the Jets. They can't be New England. I guess you can still. I don't know. New England doesn't have a quarterback right now, so you really can't. And then who's the other team in the division?
Miami.
Oh, let's talk about the Dolphins. Well, let's talk about what the Dolphins let go of. They let go of Mr. Ryan Tannehill. They traded him for a 4th-round pick, if I'm not mistaken, to the Tennessee Titans. And all he did was take over for Marcus Mariota mid-season and take the Titans to within a few minutes of a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing that surprised me here. I really thought that Brady was going to consider the Titans, and I thought that Tannehill was then going to be the guy to replace him in New England. But instead, he re-ups with the Titans, 4 years, $118 million, going into it year 32 season. And by the way, now Mariota has gone to – where did Mariota go to today? To the Raiders. Yeah. So he's going to be a potential backup there. But let's stick with Tannehill right now. They used him. It was minimal. He was used as a smart decision quarterback from the time that he took over, because Derrick Henry was just running wild. But do you think that what he did, and it was like him and Jimmy Garoppolo kind of tied together with this type of scenario where they were asked to be basically smart decision quarterback. Don't make a mistake. So, they were throwing the ball 18 times or less. So $118 million over 4 years for somebody who is really throwing the ball 15, 20 times, is it warranted?
See, I think Tannehill's a good quarterback. They really tried to hide him in the playoffs, which is exactly the same thing. The 49ers did with Garoppolo. They hid their quarterback. I think there was a game where Garoppolo in the playoffs threw for 8 passes. So and Tannehill threw for 77 yards in a playoff.
Just get out there, do not make a mistake. Don't cost us the ball, and we're all good. We'll pay you a lot of money.
I know, and he goes out there and he throws 77 yards for one playoff game, and then Derrick Henry's the one who gets franchise tagged. It makes no sense. But I guess the running back position is interchangeable. I don't know. I look at Tannehill as a guy who he could have been this level in Miami had he had better culture around him. And I don't think he's hit his ceiling either. I think he's still has a chance to get better and better every year. So is it a smart one? I guess time will tell, but I don't think it's a bad play either. I don't think he's terrible and should be one of these guys. I think I would take him over Kirk Cousins. Yeah,
I mean, $62 million of his guaranteed for Tannehill.
Okay,
the guaranteed money is it's up there.
Crazy.
All right, let's go to one. I think this got made yesterday, which is a little concerning if you're a Bears fan. Sorry, I was trying to muster that up. Very concerning if you're a Bears fan. Bears get Nick Foles, Super Bowl winning Nick Foles, from the Jags. Jags are going to go forward with Minshew Mania, running wild out there in Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence Mania is what they're trying to do.
Yes. All right. Do you think that they are completely done with Trubisky, number one, or is it a battle for the quarterback spot come training camp? And is it too soon to be out on Trubisky? I mean, I think the guy's terrible. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I think Tim. I think we've discussed this in our Giants group chat with Trubisky just being awful. So do you think it's any type of an upgrade with Nick Foles?
I think anything's an upgrade over Trubisky. It's going to go down as probably the worst mistake in Chicago history, trading up for that idiot. When they could have had who was in that draft class? They could have.
Oh my God,
Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson.
There you go. There you go. I don't have to say another word because they traded up past those guys to take Mitchell Trubisky. Biggest mistake in Cowboys, and it's going to haunt them. Nick Foles? Okay. What am I going to say?
It's a meh move.
He won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. But, that was a different system, different time. How he can be shuffled around so quickly like that is baffling to me. But, yeah, you know what? Good for him. Good for the Bears. It's a major upgrade. Anything's an upgrade over Trubisky. He's awful.
I think we just throw Kyle out there.
Awful. I could do it.
You do it. Look, Tim, I'm taking a page from Stone Cold.
Nice.
Having a beer on the show. Steven Gines has joined us in the chat. He is a Jets fan, and this week we could talk about real quick. Clay Matthews just got cut.
Yay!
And he'd like the Jets to sign Clay Matthews. So,
oh my gosh, that would be a Jets move right there.
It's or a Dolphins move, or
well, who's the other guy that just got? Oh, Jimmy Graham. Where is he?
Jimmy Graham went to Chicago.
Chicago. Oh my gosh. See,
Graham. That's your new connection.
The thing with Chicago is they have a good defense still. Like Khalil Mack's still there. They just signed Robert Quinn, who's awesome.
They just can't do anything on offense.
No points, no kicker. Still have to deal with the double doink.
Like how do you do that? Like the Bears were just awful on offense.
Like where are they in the first round this year for the draft, or do they even have a pick?
It's a good question. Let me. I'll look that up real quick. Let's get.
I don't think they have a pick because of Khalil Mack.
I was thinking that they lost it in that trade.
Oh, that's rough because this is a wide receiver draft. This is a good wide receiver draft this year, and they're gonna miss out on all of them. Wow! Because this is the year you go get a wide receiver, and then next year go get a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. The Bears don't know how to build a team out there. Steven Gines also mentions. I was just about to go there because we kind of touched on it a little bit when we were talking about Brady and the Bucks. Todd Gurley got released today. He's not the same Todd Gurley he was 2 years ago, but what running back is? I mean, there's a upper echelon class of running backs. And then there's this wide range of mid-level guys. And so if you are somebody like a Todd Gurley who takes a step back from the elite into that wide range of middle-class running backs, it's still pretty damn good. And I think he might be one of those guys. He put a post on Instagram a little while ago, Twitter, saying, "Damn, I got fired on my day off." So I think Gurley, and this is just a bold prediction. I think Gurley winds up with Tampa. I think he joins, and they as they try, these rumors go around about them trying to make this potential super team, with all these higher end free agents calling Tampa, saying they want to join this Brady movement. What do you guys think about Gurley? Do you think he can still be a frontline running back, or is he more of a third down type change up type of guy now?
I see it as like I have a bold prediction of where I think Gurley's going to go, but Gurley's production, his injuries killed him. I mean, he's got arthritis in his knees. That's something that just doesn't go away. And as a running back, when that position's so interchangeable, it's hard to rely on him for 17 games now, which we're going to end up doing not this season but next season. And then I feel bad for the guy because he had something going, and now that Rams team is completely blown up. But I think Gurley, if you want to see a bold move, Gurley goes to the Chiefs. Could you see him with Patrick Mahomes back there? I think that's a move we need to look out for.
Along with a guy like Damian Williams?
Yes. They get him in there. I think he's better than LaShawn McCoy. And you put him in there with Damian Williams, I think that team's even more stacked than it already is.
Steven says, wait, what if they build a super team and TB12 blows out his ACL? Well, I mean, I think at that point, if he blows out his ACL, that's a career-ending injury. The Nick Foles trade leaves the Bears with 2 picks overall in the top 150.
No. That franchise is so screwed right now.
Damn,
I'm getting out of there.
Let me see. So they get in round 2. So they have 2 second-round picks, number 43 and number 50. After that, and before that, nothing before that. And then after that, they get to round 5, number 163 overall.
Wow.
So they are not. Needless to say, they're not building through this draft.
No.
Gosh, trade Khalil Mack right now. Get a first pick.
Get a bunch of. All right, you guys want to talk about another really shitty bad trade?
Sure.
You know where I'm going here. You know I'm going to Houston. Listen, the Houston Texans kind of proved this week that they might be the worst run organization in all of football. So they had, they could have went right back to Carlos Hyde, who had a tremendous year, like over 1,000 yards rushing. Not a sexy name, but he did his job. They trade DeAndre Hopkins and a 4th-round pick for a second. They can't get a 1st-round pick for this guy. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the top 3 wide receiver in the league. They can't get a 1st-round pick out of anybody. You mean to tell me that there could have been no other teams? And I was listening to Bill Simmons today, and he was talking about how what's his name? What's the coach's name for?
Billy O'Brien.
O'Brien. That he's reluctant to trade within the same conference, let alone division. And they talked a while back to Belichick, and he says, "I don't care where I trade him to, as long as I'm getting the best value out of it."
That's a
little bit of a lie, but I think with Belichick, I think he was telling the truth, because no matter what he did, everything turned to gold, and he turned Wes Welker into Hall of Famer. But to tell me that you could not get a 1st-round pick, and so you get a 2nd and a 4th, and you take on David Johnson, who is just sputtering out of control. He got displaced as the number 1 running back by Kenyon Drake, who that was like what kind of a trade are you guys doing last year? And then he took over as a starting running back.
I thought Chase Edmonds was good too.
Chase Edmonds was very good, yeah. So he became the 3rd-string running back there, and now you're taking him and whatever money he has left. I think he's got 3 years left on his contract, and he got paid based on a couple of good seasons, and then outside of that, he's been a bust. And I'm very pissed off at David Johnson, because last year I put all of my fantasy teams. I took David Johnson, and he was a bust. And for the first time ever, I took Cam Newton. Bust. Just money down the drain.
Nope. David Johnson. That guy had 1 good year, 1.5 good years?
Yeah, 1.5, because he's trash, can't stay on the field. And then, people making a big deal out of DeAndre Hopkins, and, is O'Brien mishandling the situation? DeAndre Hopkins says, chill, I'm all good. That offense now was good in Arizona. Now you get DeAndre Hopkins, you take David Johnson out, which I think helps the offense, addition by subtraction. Yeah. And now that Cardinal offense is looking pretty damn good.
Well, with the Rams getting worse too, like suddenly that team's going to move up the ladder a little bit. I mean, Seattle's always going to be good, and San Francisco's good. And now I think Arizona's going to be competitive. Kyler Murray's got another year under his to go out there. Now he's got Hopkins and Kirk to throw to, and Kenyon Drake in the backfield. I don't know who their tight end is, but I think that team's got a promising future right now.
Yeah.
My favorite meme of the week was how the Texans went to bed with no number 1 draft picks. They wake up, trade DeAndre Hopkins, and they still have no number 1.
It's ridiculous. Like, how can you not
do that?
Like,
so bad.
like what did they just say? They just take the first trade that came their way. Like what was the need in trading Hopkins?
Amari Cooper. We traded for Amari Cooper for a first round pick. Hopkins is way better than Amari Cooper.
Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham, yes.
Stephon Diggs. Crazy guy.
Who's a crazy
from
guy?
Pittsburgh. Who's a Pittsburgh? Who?
Oh, Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown making videos talking about white girls and all this stuff. I don't understand that's why one thing about the Giants and trading Odell Beckham, they got a lot for him, and then he had a mediocre season following. And it's not to say anything bad about him, but he's a head case. But DeAndre Hopkins is not a head case. Good guy. I watched they did a little special on ESPN, not the Ocho, which comes your way on Sunday. But they had a little thing about him and his mom, and that's just you guys see the story about his mom and how she was blinded?
Yeah. I was watching that before.
Yeah, I was watching this morning, and it's rough. And he's a good kid, and now
is Larry Fitzgerald still there too?
Did he decide to retire or not?
So I thought that would have been bigger news if he did.
I'll look that up. But all right, so DeAndre Hopkins, Cardinals get much better. Steven Gines, Cam Newton probably headed to Las Vegas. I don't think he's headed to Las Vegas because they have their boy out there, and then they also just got who we were just talking about before,
Mariota
from the Titans. Let's go to
Washington. Watch out for Washington for Cam Newton. I could easily see that. But then there's the other guy out there, Jameis. Where's Jameis Winston going? Andy Dalton. Where's Andy Dalton going?
Who? Okay, so does Andy Dalton make sense in New England? Does Cam Newton make sense in New England? Is there another quarterback out there? Does Cam Newton go to San Diego? I'm sorry, Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's who's Los Angeles. Oh, they're probably getting Herbert, right?
Yeah. But I mean, just throw him right out there. I don't know. The carousel is not complete. The musical chairs game is not over yet. There's still 8 or 9 chairs there.
Jacoby Brissett, like you said too,
is out there. Jeez, it's a lot of stuff still left to go here. Darius Slay gets Tim hates this. Darius Slay goes from the Lions, top end cornerback, goes to the Eagles, and instantly becomes the number one corner. That was their issue last year. They could not cover a deep ball to save their life. Anybody got in the secondary on the Eagles, and it was game over, toast. Mm-hmm. So they send a 3rd and a 5th round pick for Darius Slay to the Lions. Is this Tim? Do you think this is more of the offer, or do you think this is more of the Lions kind of like cleaning up shop, stocking up on picks? And by the way, I don't think they got enough.
This is more of that Eagle voodoo, because I wrote you this before. How do they continue to give up nothing for these great players? And they always do it. They're always pulling out crap like this, and it makes me sick to my stomach. I hate them so much. But I mean, dealing with Detroit too. Detroit's another team that they don't know what the hell they're doing half the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
they have no idea what they're doing. The quarterback now.
By the Eagles. Phenomenal movie by the Eagles. I had to give them their props. Only a 3rd and a 5th. Come on, we gave up that for freaking Leonard Williams, for Christ's sake.
Oh my God. When it's that meme. Nobody. Giants here. Can we have this guy from the Jets that nobody wants?
Here's $16 million for 0 sacks.
Yeah, $16 million. Hey,
0 sacks in 2 years.
All right, let's go to let's continue the cornerback stuff. Chris Harris goes to the Chargers. That's a big move for them. 2 years, $20 million. They don't have to spend a lot of money. Short-term help for them. The bigger news was the Dolphins signing Byron Jones. It's a 5-year, $82.5 million contract. So he's now the highest paid corner in the NFL. and
It's crazy.
which is nuts. So they now have Xavier Howard, who they paid a ton of money to also. And so they have invested a shit ton of money in the corner position for a team that has so many needs. You guys think it's smart? I don't. I think it's ridiculous.
Listen, Byron Jones, former Cowboy. I think Byron Jones is a really good player. He's a freakish athlete. He swats the ball away. And he's not a diva, which is something you get a lot of that position. You get like Jalen Ramsey out there, or you get Patrick.
You're the wide receiver of the defense.
Exactly, or Darrell Revis. These guys become divas. Byron Jones is not going to complain. He's going to be quiet, and he's the best athlete on that defense already.
Now wait, hold on a second. He's not a diva yet, but once the Dolphins screw him up, he might become one.
Listen, he was a former Cowboy. I still don't know what his voice sounds like. Let's put it out there. But I think Byron, the problem with him is he's never gonna get you a turnover. 5 years with the Cowboys, 2 interceptions. Now you're the best. You're paid as the best cornerback in the league. That's $41 million for an interception right there. I don't know. He's not going to get you turnovers, but he will defend the play. He will defend the ball. But he's not a shutdown. He's not going to stop Amari Cooper. He's not going to stop DeAndre Hopkins. There's not much to stop him.
Yeah.
The division, there's not much to shut down, but still.
Stephon Diggs now.
Yes, Stephon Diggs. That's someone right there.
In the division, he's got to face Stephon Diggs twice. He doesn't have to worry about anybody in the Jets.
No,
really. And
nobody.
And the Patriots, not either. So he might have a good season this year. No?
You can pick off a lot more balls if you're defending Josh Allen, Ryan Fitzpatrick, or no, not Ryan Fitzpatrick, but Josh Allen, whoever the Patriots choose, and what's his name? Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Mr. What disease did he have?
And mono.
Mono. All right. This is a good signing, I thought, and it's by the Cleveland Browns. They get Austin Hooper, 4 years, $44 million. Solid tight end. $11 a year, $11 million a year. I think it's a good upgrade over Njoku because Njoku had the injuries and whatnot. And so now you have Odell Beckham. If Baker Mayfield can figure out how to become a quarterback, you got Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, and Austin Hooper. Nice set of targets for Baker Mayfield. And I'm telling you right now, if Baker Mayfield has another mediocre or subpar year, I think that's got to be it.
There's running backs too. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are in the backfield. There's no excuses this year.
None. Zero.
Damn, I know you're a big fan of Baker Mayfield's.
Me? Until Odell got there, I kind of rooted for them because they're the lovable loser team.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see them win a division or something. Throw a little excitement into that city. But then Odell went there, and now I don't want them to win at all.
And then
crybaby.
And then Baker Mayfield just starts shit talking the Giants for absolutely to kiss Odell's ass. How could they take this guy at quarterback at number 6? And who had
he retracted that? Supposedly he retracted that.
Supposedly, yeah, but he said it. Don't be stupid. Yeah, I know he's a young kid, but don't say stupid shit. Lesson number 1: the first thing that you should learn when you come in the NFL or the NBA, don't say dumb shit. Rule 1.
Especially when you're in a position where you can get hit.
Right, over and over again.
Hit quite often.
Yes. Oh, sometimes now you got to lay him down on a pillow so you don't get a penalty.
That's true.
All right, Timmy. Giants signed James Bradbury, 3 years, $45 million. He comes over from Carolina. I like the deal. What do you think? I mean, he's not. He's not getting paid outlandish, crazy amount of money. But what do you think about the Bradbury deal?
Yeah, I like that deal. I like all the signings they've made so far. Oh, Colt McCoy, whatever. But I like all the things the things they've done so far. But like I told you today, though, it looks like they're not going to get Isaiah Simmons now. They're signing 5 linebackers.
Yeah.
And the one guy I want in the draft now is Isaiah Simmons, but it looks like they're not going to do that. They're either going to go tackle a wide receiver, I think, in the draft now.
I think so.
But they front loaded all these deals that could either end up being good or bad, depending. But now you got Mayo, Martinez, Connolly's coming back. You got a decent linebacking core now.
Yes.
But do we have someone that can run the quarterback? No.
Nope. We've been harping on this, Kyle. As you know, you listen in on some of this "we stomped you out" stuff, but we've been harping on get somebody to rush the damn quarterback.
Yeah,
No, they're just they're just looking at their watch back there, and it's just not conducive to winning. Let's just.
It's the reason why Dak looks so good against the Giants. It absolutely, because he had so much time. Well, our offensive line's really good too. That helps a lot. But if the offensive line has no one to stop, then it makes it even.
That's it. Yeah.
You can have the greatest secondary and the greatest linebackers in the world, but if you're not getting to that quarterback and he has all the time, those receivers are getting open, and that's exactly what the Giants' problem's been the last 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
And what are the mock drafts saying for the Giants with their 4th pick? Is it offensive lineman? I could have sworn
It's switched to offensive lineman now. The kid from Alabama.
Okay.
I can't even pronounce his name. It's one of those names.
There's not a good pass rusher this year.
They got Chase Young and Isaiah Simmons.
Oh, Chase Young, yeah.
Guys.
The Redskins are going to wind up with him.
Isaiah Simmons is the linebacker and a pass rusher. He can play multiple positions. He can cover the receivers. That's the guy I am harping for. Are they going to get him now because all the linebacker signings? Probably not. But if Chase Young happens to fall into their laps and they pass on him,
oh no, that can't happen.
Oh, that's going to be a very bad show. That first show we do.
All right, so I'm going through the list here. Titans franchise Derrick Henry, $12.4 million. A lot of people were upset that they took care of Tannehill before Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry will get his day. I promise.
Well, that's another question we got to ask: is like, are we really going to that point where the running back's not going to get paid anymore? Because Zeke might be the last one, maybe Saquon. But if I could see if Saquon gets hurt one more time with a really bad injury, does that mean the Giants hesitant to pay him? We're getting to a point where running backs just aren't going to get money anymore. And if Derrick Henry can't get paid, who is?
Yeah, I just don't know. I think that they were closer. Listening to, I think it was Bill Simmons. They were just closer to an agreement with Tannehill than they were with Derrick Henry, and that's kind of to your point. So they just wanted to get the Tannehill thing out of the way, franchise Derrick Henry, and then start structuring a deal. There are rumors out there that they can handle it. They could take care of a long-term deal, maybe even later in the summer. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Going through the list here, a lot of decent signings from teams that are not going to be in the mix. The Bengals, the 49ers re-signed Eric Armstead, 5 years, $85 million.
They made a trade though, right? For San Francisco made a DeForest Buckner or something.
Yes,
to the Colts.
Colts, yes.
To the Colts
for a first rounder.
Boom, first rounder.
Hey, but that's the 49ers first rounder. So,
let's wait. This is very important to Houston. Houston did replace DeAndre Hopkins.
I know where he is.
Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
96-year-old Randall Cobb, 3 years, $27 million. And it's like you got this. You got Kiki out there. Good wide receiver, and now it looks like it's going to be Fuller, who's hurt 90% of the time.
He has one great game every single year.
Yes, and it's like 220 yards, 12 catches, and then he's hurt for the next 3 weeks. Then he comes back, gets 75-yard gain, hurt for the next 3 weeks. So you got Will Fuller, Kenny Stills, Kiki, and Randall Cobb. So are you really bringing in Randall Cobb to be your third wide receiver over Kiki? I mean, Kiki.
I thought they had a real decent team too. I don't know.
They did.
I don't understand these moves that they're making.
I mean, even like I said at the beginning of the show, Carlos Hyde was, it's not a sexy name, but he had over 1,000 yards rushing. They had what's the name from running back also?
Lamar Miller.
Lamar Miller left. Who's the guy that they got from? He played for the Canes.
I don't know.
He was more of a pass catching running back. He came over.
Duke Johnson.
Duke Johnson. Thank you.
Yeah.
So they had, Duke Johnson was their, pass catching running back. They had this guy as their running back over 1,000 yards. They had DeAndre Hopkins. You got Will Fuller, who's mostly hurt. Kenny Stills. Got a solid team there.
But then they got rid of
Bill O'Brien.
But we saw it too with they had Clowney on their defense too with J.J. Watt, and they couldn't make that work. It's just
Didn't do it. Well, J.J. Watt's getting hurt a lot also now.
Yeah.
So and Clowney is still out there.
Yeah, where's he gonna go?
The Browns brought in Case Keenum to be their backup, which I think is a good idea because at least you have a semi-capable backup for if and when the clown fails. Raiders, like we said, get Marcus Mariota. Chargers franchise Hunter Henry, which is a good move there. We don't know who's throwing to him yet, but they locked down a top 5 tight end at $10.6 million. So that's good there. Here's a head scratcher for you. Here's a head scratcher. The Bengals franchise AJ Green at $18 million didn't play a game last year, and they're going to pay him $18 million this year. Tim, you think it's just they want to have a solid veteran guy out there for when they draft Joe Burrow?
How old is he?
That could be that's the only reason. He is 32. You missed the whole season.
Time flies.
Another organization that just missed their window.
Yeah.
So good luck for your next 20 years of misery. Because how do you give 18 million franchise quote to like I said, a 32-year-old who didn't even play last year? Give me a break. I can't let him walk.
That's another guy. I got him with my 10th round pick in one of my leagues last year. Right, Kyle?
Oh, yeah.
I stashed him. Didn't use him once. Kept him out there. The Dolphins signed Jordan Howard, who's been traveled now in the last 2-3 years. I don't see that as a big signing. Maybe won't even make the team.
There is a Dolphins rumor out there. Did you hear about this draft day rumor for the Dolphins?
Oh boy,
they're really pushing. They're going to make a push to get that first overall pick and get Joe Burrow.
Now look here. If the Bengals
they got the picks to do it.
They do. But if I'm the Bengals, I make that. If you offer me your 3 first-round picks, for your first overall pick, and maybe two, I would take it. I would.
Get the third one. The Dolphins will give up that third one. Don't even worry about that.
Well, there you go. You get, let's say you get Tua, and then you also go and get like the 18th pick or whatnot. There's Tua and his guy to throw to for Cincinnati, and then maybe get up a defensive guy from Alabama with the 3rd pick in that first round. That's a good team right there. Yeah. A good starting team right there. So, and then the Dolphins are just stuck with Joe Burrow.
Well, I mean, I maybe they'll take a 2nd and a 4th. All right, just going through here, the rest of these Broncos franchise, Justin Simmons, that's a good keep for them. McCourty gets re-signed by the Patriots, couple years, $23 million. I don't see anything. Jimmy Graham goes to the Bears, like we talked about earlier. He did not do. Jimmy Graham has not been Jimmy Graham since he left. New Orleans. and now he is 34 years old. And the Bears, in their infinite wisdom, signed him to a 2-year, $16 million deal.
That's our guy.
Franchise Giants, franchise Leonard Williams, $17 million. We'll skip past that one. All right, what else do we have here? Here's a gem that is out there. The Dolphins go out and sign Eric Flowers, 3 years, $30 million.
Yes.
And I believe more than half of that is guaranteed money. Have the Dolphins not who? What do they have in the scouting department there?
Yeah,
did they not see what we saw? Like me and Tim, every week this guy gave up 3 sacks. That was the first quarter.
Every time you saw a flag go up, I went, "Oh, Flowers, oh, Flowers."
He had to hold. He couldn't. He was getting beat by even the most middling guys on the opposite end. He was getting beat. And he was just not right there. He played a little bit better for the Redskins, but it's not 17 or $18 million guaranteed, a 3-year deal. I really liked the pick when the Giants picked him. I'm a Canes fan. You didn't expect him to be a shitty offensive lineman, but He best be buying a few steak dinners for Eli Manning. He had Eli Manning, and they had him blocking the blind side. Eli Manning didn't even see it coming. And Eric Flowers is like, "Ole, go ahead."
That's why Eli has PTSD for the last 2 years.
I got
Eli is still ducking right now because he's afraid he's going to get hit from behind.
Yeah, I heard that there were some rumors that there were a couple teams that called Eli to try to get him out of retirement. And who those teams were?
Let him go.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Done.
What do you guys honestly think about the move that the Cowboys have made with Gerald McCoy and Amari Cooper? Amari Cooper taking less money to stay with the Cowboys instead of Washington.
Gerald McCoy is a great move. Well, we said it already too. Dak is he's the one who's holding that team back. He really is. He's delusional with this money he's going to get, and it's going to end up hurting him.
See, I kind of see where you're coming from, but I want to see what he looks like under Mike McCarthy, not Jason Garrett. Let's see what happens now. Because I think their plan this year was same team, different coach now. Let's see what a different coach can do with this team that everyone can look at around the league and say is clearly one of the most talented teams out there. We've locked up everybody, the entire offensive line, the wide receiver, the running back, the quarterback, defense. Now, Mike McCarthy, let's see what you can do. I don't know. That's how I see it.
Yeah. So Jason Witten, I think a lot of people admired him for retiring, hanging up a couple of years ago. And then, you get lured out to come back to the team that you played with all these years. But now he's taking a 1-year, $4 million contract to go play for the Raiders and be a backup tight end.
That's all about the gambling.
He's not a good commentator. So,
that's all
but
about living in Vegas, and going to those casinos every night.
Yes, yeah. So it's rough now. I don't know, Kyle. What do you think? I mean, did you really envision Witten coming back and now signing with another team for 1 year, $4 million?
I thought, if anything, he was going to go to the Giants with Jason Garrett.
I
thought that was the only possible thing, if not retire. Maybe see if Tony Romo can get you a job because right now, what are you going to do with the Raiders? Do you really like John Gruden that much? There's 2 former Monday Night Football commentators on that team. It makes no sense.
And no quarterback.
No, that's another guy.
2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, 2 quarterbacks.
Who's left?
Antonio Brown.
Oh my God, Antonio Brown.
He's going to Tampa. Watch that.
What? Yeah. What? They kept in contact. So I don't know who is left here available free.
Well, Clowney's the big one.
Yeah, Clowney's still out there. There was a list of Jameis Winston still out
free
there.
agent, or he's looking for a trade?
Who, Clowney?
Is he free agent, or is he looking for a trade?
I'm pretty sure he's a free agent.
He's free agent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Big news today. Huge news.
Uh-oh.
Joe Flacco is available now.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys. Hey, that's who the Bengals should grab him and he can mentor.
That's a Charger, I think, right there.
That's a Charger. Blake
The
Bortles
the Ravens
out there.
have the two worst Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. And
Yes.
one of them happens to be against the Giants, and it's sickening. The two worst quarterbacks ever won a Super Bowl.
It was terrible. That was a rough quarter. That was a rough Super Bowl. Rough one. Blake Bortles is out there. Matt Moore. These are like the lesser guys. Josh McGowan is out there. Geno Smith, the streak buster. Jameis Winston out there. Kenyon Drake, he got signed. Devontae Freeman is a free agent. Kareem Hunt is a restricted free agent. Gurley's out there now. Looking here, just down the list here. Matt Breida, interesting name, 25 years old. See where he lands. Peyton Barber is out there. He just never put it together in Tampa.
No.
You got Deion Lewis is out there. There's some serviceable guys that are still out there here. Let me see if I can find wide receivers. You got Chris Hogan.
Chris Hogan's a good move. I could see him going to the Patriots too, or not the Patriots. The Tampa Bay.
The Bucks.
Yeah.
New England South.
Did they push the draft back?
I
Or
don't
is it
think
still-
they did.
They haven't yet.
It's probably,
I'm pretty-
I know it's not going to be no crowd or anything, but
No.
did they push it
Yeah.
back yet?
No, but
How
I don't
weird
think
is
it pushed back.
We're going to have the NFL draft before baseball starts.
That's nuts.
That's weird.
Super
Such
weird.
an insane time right now.
Devin Funchess is out there. He never kind of put things together, but he's still 26 years old. Geronimo Allison is out there. Jermaine Kearse. These are like, reaching a little bit. Mike Thomas, not that Mike Thomas. He's out there. Philip Dorsett is out there. Nelson Aguilar is out there. Demaryius Thomas out there, getting up there in age 32. Corey Coleman coming off that ACL thing. He might be a nice player for a team to sign. Not much out there at tight end. Tyler Eifert, who's been hurt a lot now. Delaney Walker, 36 years old. You are prepared, baby.
Baby.
Did you see Keith yesterday on the Put in the Book show?
Yes.
He had toilet paper hanging from his neck. It was pretty damn great. Jordan Reed, he's got to retire before he's got too much stuff going on with his head. Running down the list here, I don't see much else here, but it'll be interesting over the next week or so to see where some of these bigger name guys go. And that's it. So I believe we've covered it all, gents. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your very busy, hectic schedules.
I'm just trying to stay alive, man.
That's what
I'm just trying to stay alive.
Well, the breaking news just happened while we were on here.
What happened?
California is going under a mandatory lockdown.
Oh, I think I said that like 30 minutes ago, but I will excuse that. We were talking heavily into
Well, I
this.
thought it was just Los Angeles, but now it's
Oh,
the
no.
entire state. Yeah.
The entire state of California.
Unfortunately, New York has a stupid mayor and a stupid governor. So they're going to wait until it's real bad.
I was telling Steve, I think the entire country just needs to do it for 2 weeks, and then things should start clearing up after that.
Just shut it down. It's got to go. And you know what's funny is that all these companies now are doing all this work from home stuff, and those same companies were always like, we can't do work from home. It's never going to work. But now they're testing it, and now they're in a must situation. But once the virus thing is cleared up, they're going to make everybody go back into work. Work at home is, I work at home is safer for all of us.
Well, today we got the first. I don't know if you guys see the paper over there, but Dr. Oz's staff member was positive. And guess where I work? Dr. Oz's building.
Yeah.
So I get a phone call last night saying, "Oh, Tim, by the way, don't go to the 7th floor. No one's allowed on the 7th floor. Don't go anywhere near the 7th floor." I'm like, "Yeah, but Steve, this was last week, man. I was already on the 7th floor since this idiot was walking around with this stupid virus."
But what about the elevator? What about the if he doesn't like taking a dump on the 7th floor, he goes down to the 4th floor.
It's crazy.
Are we going? Are we shutting the building down? No, because floor by floor they're doing this, and I'm just sitting there going, all right, when I'm dying in a hospital bed, you're going to hear it from me. Believe me.
Jeez,
they'll be held to pay. All right. Well, let's hope we get through all this because we need our sports. The Put in the Book show is going to continue on week by week. We'll do more of this shooting the shit type of a show. We're going to keep the content rolling because we all need it. We need to talk about it, and you guys need to hear it and talk about it. So that's what we're going to kind of continue to do. We'll get the top 10 posted. Why don't you tell everybody what the top 10 was about this week, Kyle?
It was top 10 movies about class. So movies about the rich, the poor, the middle class, how they're kind of affected or going at each other. Because The Hunt, that was the one we were talking about earlier. That's what we're basing off of. And I'll give you something to read. There's some interesting picks on the list. So I hope everyone enjoys. We're going to keep that coming too. We have another topic. We usually base it off of movies that are coming up, but now there's no movies coming out. We're going to have to play around with it. We might see some TV on there now. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. The rich poor thing is kind of like playing out right now, where the NBA teams can all get tested instantly, and we're the test for everybody else. The Lakers had 2 positive tests today.
So did Boston. Marcus Smart got it today. Kevin Durant's got it. And,
Sean Payton was the first guy in the NFL. He's got it. So it's we're gonna hear more big names, and it's like those people are not more important than anybody else. So keep that, don't be shocked when Kevin Durant gets it. There's a reason why they shut down the NBA season as a game was about to start. So just stay at home as much as you can. Go out and get your groceries. Social distancing. Bert is out of his friend's house right now. No play dates. Kids are out of school. I see these play dates going on. What are you doing? You have no idea. You play date. You know where the parents. Not that I don't like parents of all these kids, but you don't know where the parents work and who they come across during their day. Mm-hmm. I don't even want family coming over right now because it's just that it's that serious. Just be more cautious than anything else. Get what you need, get your toilet paper, and don't eat too much White Castle.
And I just want to say, those stupid kids you're seeing on TV, those are tourists also. That's not Floridian, so please don't criticize the state. We're not that. It's the spring break idiots.
They're from here.
Yes, exactly. Not us.
Keep your guys up there, Tim. Keep them contained. All right, that'll about do it for us. Any final thoughts, gents?
Get well soon, Dan.
Colt McCoy, baby. Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy. Giants 11-5 next year. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Later.